Look, if I told you that there is an animal on this planet that has gone to space, came back alive, can survive 30 years without water, can handle radiation that would kill you in seconds, and on top of it looks like a teddy bear of microscopic plush, you would think I'm slutty, right? Yeah, my friend, welcome to the insane world of the tardigrados, the true gods of survival. So guys, today we are going to talk about the strokes that exists on this blue planet. Such a resistant but resistant animal that scientists have already plated in space just to see what was happening. And guess what? The bastard came back good, as if I had gone to take a walk at the mall. Dude, I'm not exaggerating. Tardigrado is like that video game character you use cheat code to get immortal. The difference is that he didn't need a hack. Nature has already created it, completely broken. And the most crazy, this pet has less than 1 millimeter. That's what you heard. Smaller than the tip of a pencil. But it is not fooled by its size, because this remarkable little one has survived things that exterminated the dinosaurs. Okay, but wait. How did anyone discover an animal of this size? Well, there in 1773, a guy named Johann Goes was good looking at a water samples in the microscope, probably bored as hell, when he suddenly sees something moving that it looked like a miniature bear. The guy was so pissed that he called the small water bear bug, in German, Kleiner Wasserbeer, but it was another scientist, Lazzaro Spallanzani, who gave the name we use today, tardigrado, which means the one who walks slowly. And bro, they walk slowly. It's like watching your grandpa trying to cross the street, only microscopic and much more resistant. Just imagine, 8 chubby legs, each with some tiny little girls, dragging on the water as if it had all the time in the world. Oh, and their face, priceless. It seems that so always beak, like when your mother finds that you didn't wash the dishes. Only cute, very cuddly. Now, if you think to find a tardigrado you need to go to the ocean bottom or in a secret cave, missed ugly. These guys so literally everywhere. In your backyard, it has tardy. In that puddle of water around the corner, it has tardy. At the top of Everest, of course it has tardy. Deep in the deepest ocean pits, he guesses, it has tardy. Man, have already found more than 1,300 different species of these pets, and each one more crazy than the other. It has been tardigrado that you live in volcanoes, have tarded that you enjoy the Arctic, has been living in your roof. That's right, in your roof. They live mainly in mosses and lichens. Do you know that green that grows on the stones and trees? It's like a luxury condominium for tardigrado. And the better, the more extreme the place, the happier the tardy is. It's like that friend of yours who loves camping in a place without cell phone sign, only at the extreme level. Beauty, but what does this teddy bear eat? Prepare yourself, because their diet is interesting. Most tardigrado is like that boring vegan friend, only microscopic. They pierce plants of plants, algae, and bacteria with a business called stylus, which is basically a needle that comes out of their mouths. Imagine a retractable straw coming out of your face to suck a milkshake. This is exactly what they do. But there are some that are carnivores. That's right, tardigrados predators. They hunt other microscopic, rotiferic, and nematodes microscopic animals. It's like watching Godzilla versus King Kong, but you need a microscope to see the fight. And the most bizarre, some tardigrado are cannibal. When the food is scarce, they look at the latter and think, that one has an appetizing face. It's the law of the microscopic jungle, my friend. But now comes the part that will explode your head. The true superpower of the tardigrados, cryptobiosis. When the conditions are bad, like very bad, the tardy does something that seems out of science fiction film. It expels 95% of body water, shrinks in a ball called ton, and simply shuts down. It's as if he this shut down in the operating system of life. The metabolism drops to 0.01% of the normal. The heart too, the breath too. All too, but he's not dead. He's like in extreme plane mode. And in this state, my friend, in this state the tardy becomes practically indestructible. Temperatures of 272 degrees C, quiet. This is almost the absolute zero, where even atoms stop moving. Heat of 150 degrees C, good. You can make a barbecue on him. Pressure 6 times higher than at the bottom of the ocean, no tickle. Radiation 1,000 times larger that would kill a human. The tardigrado doesn't even turn on. 30 years without water. Wake up when you have something interesting happening. Dude, if you are finding it insane as much as I, send that naughty like there. Because look, I'm here researching these pets for weeks and everything I discover is crazy than the other. And like that, YouTube loves when you enjoy the video. So if you want me to keep bringing these bizarre stops of nature, you know, right? Crush this like as if it were, well, not as if it were a tardy, because then it would survive. Ha 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 ha. But wait, the story gets even better. In 2007, scientists had a completely crazy idea. They caught a few tillets and sent space. No, it's not a joke. The project is called TARDIS. Yes, like Doctor Who. And they put the pets outside a spaceship for 10 days. Mono, out there in space is hell. Solar radiation straight in the face, full vacuum. Temperatures ranging from 270 degrees C in the shade to 120 degrees C in the sun. It's like putting someone in the microwave and freezer at the same time. And guess what happened? When they brought them back, the bastards were alive. Not only alive, some even had puppies later. Imagine you coming back from a radical holidays and already getting child. This is more or less what the tardigrado did, but the holidays were in outer space. Okay, but how? How can an animal survive all this? Science is still trying to understand completely, but have discovered very crazy stops. First, special proteins. Tardigrade produce proteins called TDPS. Tardigrade, specific intrinsically disordered proteins. Complicated name for hell, but they are basically proteins that saw a biological glass around DNA and cells, protecting everything. Second, magic sugar. They produce a sugar called trehalose that replaces water in cells. It's like changing your body's liquid for a natural preservative. Third, indestructible DNA. Their DNA has absurd repair mechanisms. Even when radiation breaks DNA in thousands of pieces, they can gather it all over again. It's like having X-Men Wolverine, only microscopic. And the most crazy? Scientists so trying to copy these skills. Already studying as using tardigrade proteins to preserve uncoiled vaccines, protect astronauts from radiation. Man, in the future, we can have tardigrador superpowers. Now, you must think, wow, such a fucking animal must have a bombastic sex life, right? Well, not exactly. The loving life of the tardigrados is complicated. First of all, many species don't even need a partner. They are part of the newborn. Basically clone. It's like doing child alone without giving match on the microscopic Tinder. But when the tardigrador romance rolls, it is quite peculiar. The male deposits the sperm on the eggs that the female has just put, or in some species, it injects the sperm directly into the female's body, like an injection of love. And the eggs? The eggs are beautiful. They look like small thorny jewelry, each species with a different design. Some look like stars, others look like tiny hedges. It's like Pokemon, only real. Their life cycle lasts from a few months to 2 years depending on the species. But remember the cryptobiosis. Technically, a tardigrado can pause life for decades and continue where it has stopped. It's like pause in the game of life and playing again when you want. Okay, the animal is resistant to the dam, but what is it for? Look, the tardigrados are like the invisible cleaning of the microscopic world. They control bacteria populations, recycle nutrients, and are food for other larger animals. But the most important? They are the extreme colonizers. When an environment is destroyed, type after a fire or a brutal drought, the latest are the first to return. They prepare the ground for other life forms. It's like that friend who always arrives first at the party to get everything. But the party is an entire ecosystem. And there is more. The tardigrades are bioindicators. Their presence or absence says a lot about the health of an environment. It's like having a microscopic and cute environmental problem detector. Wow, if you have arrived here, it is because you are as resistant as a tardy. Ha ha ha. But seriously, if you are enjoying this kind of insane content about the strokes of nature, you subscribe to the channel. Because look, Every week I bring a different stop that will make you question everything you know about life on this planet. Last week was about the shrimp that punches with the strength of a bullet. Next week will be epic. So push this red button there, activate the bell not to lose anything, and is part of the nerd army of the coolest nature of the Brazilian YouTube. Now, you must think, wow, if these animals are practically immortal, they are not at all, right? Wrong. Because there is one thing that can kill true late, the permanent destruction of the habitat. Like, they survive extreme temporary conditions. But if you make the place where they live, completely destroy an ecosystem, permanently pollute a source of water, then there is no cryptobiosis that saves. And the worst? We don't even know all species right yet. Scientists estimate that there may be thousands of tardigraded species we've never seen. Imagine how many microscopic superpowers we can lose. There are species that only exist in super-specific places. Like Echeniscus madonnae, yes, there's a tardigrado with Madonna's name. That was only found on a beach in Italy. Climate change is also affecting them. Not that the heat will kill, they can handle hell to the dam, but changes in rain patterns, moisture. This can force them to stay in cryptobiosis for too long, and even late they have a limit. Dude, the tillhop were so famous that they became pop. It has been tardy in Star Trek Discovery, a giant creature that travels through the universe. It has been tarded in Ant-Man de Marvel. It even has tardigrado mobile phone game. In Japan, they created a character named Kumamushi-san, Mr. Water Bear. That is like a cute mascot. It has plush, has manga, there is even music about tardigrado. And on the internet? Tardigrade memes are sensation. People love to make tardigraded joke would survive the zombie apocalypse. Or, while you are complaining about life, tardigraded so surviving in space. There is even conspiracy theory that says tillets are aliens, that they arrived on Earth in meteorites. Of course it is bullshit, but admits that it makes sense. An animal that survives in space. Kind of suspect, right? And the future? Dude, the future is brilliant for the world of tardigrados. Scientists so developing a business called induced cryptobiosis in other organisms. Imagine being able to pause organs for transplant for years. Or astronauts going into suspended animation for interstellar travel. It has research using tardigrado proteins to create supermaterials, radiation, resistant clothes, no glasses that do not break, even more resistant human cells. Medicine, as studying as the tillhop repair DNA to create cancer treatments. If they can join broken DNA, we may be able to learn to do the same. And in agriculture? Imagine plants with tardigrado genes that survive extreme droughts. It can be the solution for world hunger. There is even a company wanting to send late to other planets to see if they can prepare the environment for future colonization. It is serious. Tardigrades can be the first colonizers of Mars. Do you know what is most insane in all this? Tardigrado teach us a brutal lesson about life. They show that being small does not mean being weak, that sometimes the best strategy is not to fight adversity, but to adapt to them. That true strength is knowing when you move and when to retreat. Like when life is too difficult, the tardy does not freak out. It does not panic. He simply prepares, protects himself, and waits. And when do the conditions improve? Boom. He comes back with everything. If a pet of less than 1 millimeter can survive the literally anything the universe plays in it, what is your excuse to give up your dreams? Tardigrades have existed for over 500 million years. They saw continents if they move. Dinosaurs appear and disappear. From the ice they come and see. And so they're good, living their microscopic life. And that's it, guys. The epic history of the most resistant animal on the planet, the tardigrado, the water bear that laughs in the face of danger. Now I want to know about you. Comment below. If you could choose a superpower of the tardigrados to have in your life, what would it be? The super resistance? The ability to pause life? Or maybe that cute face of those who don't care about revelation? And if you know someone who needs a dose of late, inspired inspiration in life, share this video. Let's spread the word over the true gods of survival. Thanks too much to watch so far, you're beautiful. You are more resistant than very late. Until next week with another insane creature of nature. Bye, guys. And remember, when life tightens, whether it's tardy, sometimes just give that strategic pause and come back with everything later. Foy.